All right, guys, welcome to today's video. I don't know how this is going to go. Got some deadlifts today. Supposed to work up to a heavy set of 5. Last week I hit 465 for 5 very easily. That being said, my right hip flexor is kind of bugging me today, a little tight. So we may just have to get in get in a set of 5 at a little bit lighter weight today, and then move on, see what we can do next week. But deadlifts have been feeling really good lately. So in the first set, 135 felt good. So we'll see how it feels as I warm up. All right, so far 315, nothing crazy, but feeling good. I'll go 365 next. So my topic for today is the standards of movement and why they're so important that you hold yourself to those. If we are going to track our progress in the gym, the standards become super important. Range of motion on a squat, range of motion on a bench press, range of motion on a shoulder press. All this stuff, if we're not doing it the same every time, your PR means nothing. And what I've been seeing a lot of lately is just shallow squats where people aren't hitting full depth. I've seen bench presses where you're not touching your chest. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but over time, if we don't hold ourselves to those standards, it gets worse and worse. And ultimately, we want to know that we're actually making progress. And so if we work to the same range of motion every time, then we know if you add 10 pounds to the bar and you do it, then you hit a PR. Otherwise, you're not doing the same amount of work every time. Last warm-up set here, last one without a belt, and then we'll go up to 405. Feeling good. We'll go 405 here, add the belt in. And for the standards, I think a lot of it is people say, oh, it doesn't really matter. But we should be holding people as coaches to hit these. And that's why people come into the gym and pay you, is not to have you tell them what they want to hear all the time. You're going to tell them what they maybe don't want to hear. And ultimately, in the long run, it's going to make them better at what they do. So maybe today that PR is not a PR because they didn't squat well enough. But now, over the next 10, 12, 14 weeks, they can focus on squatting to below parallel, making sure they're hitting that, getting strong there, so that next time that comes around, they test their squat, they will hit that PR, and they'll hit more than that. We want to make sure that we're not just letting people off the hook because it might hurt their feelings. I'm going to throw the belt on here, and then we'll go. This is 405. Okay, it's feeling good, but I'm not sure what I want to do today because it feels good, but I also don't want to push it and then regret that later. So I'm going to test out 435 and then go from there. Having standards and holding ourselves to those standards allows us to communicate with other people, right? So if I tell someone I ran a mile in 8 minutes, they tell me they ran a mile in 7 minutes, but it turns out they only ran 3 laps around the track. I ran 4. Right? That doesn't make any sense. They didn't really run a mile. Same thing here. If I say I bench pressed 245, chest, part of my chest, extend the elbows at the top, and someone else just went halfway, it's not the same movement, right? And although partial range of motion movements can definitely be used in your training, when it comes to talking about PRs, we want to make sure we're using the full range of motion. This is 435. It's going to be like a tester. We'll see how this feels and kind of make a decision from that. Okay, 435 felt good, but I've decided this 455 will be my set. So it's lighter than last week, but I think that's just a good decision. Getting a good solid 5 reps. The PR will be there in a couple weeks if I want it. But yeah, we'll go 455 here. Goal is 5 reps. Yeah, that moved very well. Happy with it. I didn't like my head positioning there on the first couple reps. Kind of started picking it up, but definitely had more there. But I'm back. Hip flexor feels good, so I'm really happy with that for today. Now I got some drop sets here. Weights 425, and no prescribed number of reps per set. But I'm gonna try to get 3 to 5 reps each time. We'll see how many sets I do. I may only do 1 or 2, depending on how the hip flexor / back feels. Felt very easy. Could have done a 5th rep, but just trying to keep them nice, clean, solid reps. Rather do less reps per set than just force and get an ugly rep. So the second thing I wanted to talk about today is just kind of my goals for doing this. Probably getting like 0 views, so who cares? But really, my goal is to get better at talking in front of camera like this and expressing my ideas, because I think I do have some very good ideas. I think I am very good at coaching, but I don't always express myself great. And so the best way to do that is to just practice. And to be honest, this makes me extremely uncomfortable, but I want to do it. I'm going to try to do it every day, but I'm going to do it on a consistent basis, commit to it, and see if I can get better at, telling you about what's in my head. Because I think if I can do that, I'll be able to help more people and really be able to make this place, this earth, a healthier place. So that's kind of my goal, is just to get better at this, get better at expressing my ideas, and we'll see what happens. So this will be set 2. I'll aim for same thing, probably 3 to 4 reps. But yeah, I think one of my main things is I'm like super afraid to put myself out there, and like a lot of us are. But if you don't put yourself out there, then nothing good can really ever happen. And the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to waste my time editing a few of these videos because I'm going to work out anyways. So might as well just add some commentary when I'd be resting, if I wasn't doing this. So we'll do one more set, I think. Sweet. So did the 5 reps at 455, and then that was 3 sets of 4 at 425. I'm gonna call it there for the deadlift, and not going to video the rest of my session, but we did some floor press. I got some behind the neck press, some lunges. I think that's the one I'm going to take a little lighter today to save the hip flexor. But hope you enjoy. We'll see you again on the next video.